conference version. Take one with Eric. Second sticks.
The spiritual well-being of the skaters in this area, it could be 50-50 depending on each individual person's needs. Right now, from what I've been seeing, there's a lot of need for like provision and like resources, and I think there's a lot of skaters out there who are just barely getting by with like used boards, used hardware, whether it even just be like food or like clothing, housing, shelter. There's a lot of needs that these skaters are lacking, and it could affect them spiritually and mentally as well.
Spiritual and mental well-being of skateboarders in Seattle, I would say it's growing really like over the last few years. You're starting to see one with our community get-togethers every month, just getting everybody together, not only just us as like our own Borders for Christ community and family, but like growing it, like reaching out to people, doing these barbecues, I think are really helpful to kind of outreach to people a lot. Like, there's a lot of these people here that probably don't get a chance to see Christ, really. I mean, we all come from a non-Christ background as skateboarders, a lot of us, and to see skateboarders who love Jesus that are at parks, outreaching to skaters, non-believers possibly, whatever, is huge, and I'm starting to see our impact on it as Borders for Christ, and an impact just within the church community, really.
So having grown up in the Seattle area since birth and being a skater since the age of 11, so 21 years, I've seen a lot of people deal with depression and addiction and just a lot of kind of mental health problems that everyone struggles with, and it's really in need of outreach and the gospel.
I think skate ministry, I've seen it help the community. So my first demo with BFC kind of brought together the both worlds, right? Because I think as a skateboarder, you don't really think Christians can skate or be cool or whatever. And I think the community seeing all of us get together, kind of like I kind of circle back around on, of seeing Borders for Christ. Like, you guys can be rad, skate, and love Jesus. That's awesome. And I think the more, like I said before, I think the more that we continue to show up at these parks, preach the gospel, and tread the gnar, I think, yeah.
Skate ministry is gonna be like really impactful, because when I think of skate ministry, the first word that I think of is outreach. And an outreach is there to provide tender love and mercy, if you will, as far as like provision goes, spiritual assistance as far as like getting in the word, and then it could also help start a revival, fan into flame that revival, and I think that's big. I think that's huge.
So I think even just having the influence of one group of people in the community can plant the seed and really spread the word of the gospel, because like generally, I mean, outside of the church, outside of Christianity, people not a lot of them really look towards Christianity. They just think, I don't know how I'm supposed to get over this. Maybe I'll get a counselor or something, and but really just having someone here on the ground spreading the gospel, specifically in this community, I think was really beneficial.
I think a skate ministry conference would be really impactful for the community for a lot of reasons. One, to just kind of show the big picture to the community, besides like these little events that we have that are pop-up events, you know, to see just a big event to bring everybody together, whether it's all of us part of the BFC, all the people that we brought together over the last year, to have, you know, opportunities to not just skate and show up at parks, but to really like drive home what the whole reason is behind what we're doing here, and give some people an opportunity to kind of go into maybe like a church for the first time, hear Jesus maybe for the first time at this ministry conference, you know, and to hear it from a bunch of skateboarders like us. I mean, we're just nobody, right? We're just skaters. We're just people who love to skate, who love Jesus. I mean, obviously Jesus then skateboarding, right? But you know, I think bringing it all together in a big community get-together, big conference, I think that's going to be huge. I think that's another step above what, you know, I think what's next to come.
Well, I think just like the scale of it is going to be like pretty huge, so a lot more people will know that it's happening, and I don't know, it'll like outreach like little like our barbecues and stuff that can help reach like a couple people at a time and stuff. But I just think that since the conference is going to be so big, it'll just reach a lot more people.
I think the conference could benefit the community just by the large scale reach that we can have, and not only just as a ministry just spreading boots on the ground, spreading the gospel, but having other ministries from other states that might be in the Bible Belt, and maybe a lot of people are Christian. They come up here, and it's one of the least churched regions in the nation. So having multiple ministries come from other places, or people just travel from other places, to be able to see that there's a need in our community for the gospel.
The conference could easily benefit our skate community, just to kind of get the name out there, and just kind of get, you know, skaters who don't necessarily have a faith like a chance to hear the word. And, you know, that's our goal as disciples, you know, is to, you know, reach as many souls as possible, you know, to outreach, you know, to these skaters who haven't even maybe opened up their Bible before, or even read a passage in the Bible. So that's how I think an outreach or a conference could help.